Welcome to the Holistic Health 24H channel, a place where we share reliable and practical medical knowledge, especially focused on the health of the elderly. Dear viewers, as we enter the later stages of life, the body begins to decline in function, the immune system weakens, and chronic diseases silently emerge. Among them, hypertension, also known as high blood pressure, is one of the most common, silent diseases, in older adults. The danger lies in the fact that this condition often has no clear symptoms in its early stages, yet it is a leading cause of stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, and can even be life-threatening if not properly controlled. Although most people understand the importance of managing blood pressure, in reality, many elderly individuals make common mistakes, sometimes due to negligence, other times due to a lack of accurate information, leading to unstable blood pressure and serious complications. These mistakes may stem from improper medication use, poor diet, unhealthy lifestyle habits, or simply neglecting daily health monitoring. Therefore, in today's video, Holistic Health 24H will highlight 7 serious mistakes related to blood pressure that elderly individuals must not overlook. This is not just medical knowledge, it's a valuable lesson drawn from real patient experiences and warnings from leading cardiology experts. If you or a loved one is being treated for high blood pressure, taking medication daily, or simply want to prevent future health risks, then this is a video you shouldn't miss. Let's get started. Mistake number 1, stopping medication on your own when blood pressure stabilizes. The first serious mistake that many elderly people make is stopping their medication on their own when their blood pressure seems to return to normal. Many believe, I've been taking medicine for a while, my blood pressure is fine now, no more dizziness or fatigue, so I must be cured, no need for medication anymore. But in reality, this is a very dangerous and completely wrong belief. You need to understand clearly, stable blood pressure does not mean the disease is cured. A normal reading is the result of taking medication consistently, at the right dose, and in the correct way. When you stop taking the medication on your own, your body loses the support that was keeping your blood pressure under control, and levels can spike again suddenly and without warning. This is especially dangerous for the elderly, as blood vessels are more fragile and the cardiovascular system is less adaptive. A sudden rise in blood pressure can lead to stroke, heart attack, or acute heart failure, complications that may cause serious long-term damage or even death. There have been many emergency hospital admissions due to stroke or unconsciousness, all traced back to the simple act of skipping medication for a few days. Moreover, adjusting your medication on your own, like cutting the dose in half, taking it every other day, or only when feeling unwell, is also a reckless act that undermines long-term treatment. High blood pressure is a lifelong chronic disease, and it can almost never be completely cured. It can only be effectively managed through a combination of medication, diet, physical activity, and a healthy lifestyle. Therefore, continuing to take your medication exactly as prescribed by your doctor is crucial. If you experience any unusual symptoms while on medication, such as low blood pressure, dizziness, or a rapid heartbeat, you must return for a checkup immediately so your doctor can adjust the dosage accordingly. Never change your treatment plan on your own at home. Remember, stopping medication doesn't mean you're cured, it means you're giving up on your own health. Mistake number 2, not checking blood pressure regularly. The second serious mistake that many elderly people make is not measuring their blood pressure regularly, or only doing so when they feel tired, dizzy, or unwell. In reality, this is an inaccurate and risky way to monitor your health and can lead to missing critical warning signs from the body. What many people don't realize is that high blood pressure often causes no clear symptoms in its early stages. There are many cases where people go about their daily lives feeling completely normal, yet when they go for a checkup, their blood pressure is already at a dangerously high level without them knowing. That's why measuring blood pressure daily is extremely important in managing the condition. It's like checking the weather. You can't always tell it's going to rain just by looking at the sky. You need proper measuring tools. Blood pressure is the same, only a blood pressure monitor and the habit of regular checking can help you truly understand your health status. According to medical experts, elderly people should check their blood pressure at least twice a day, once in the morning after waking up, and once in the evening before going to bed. Morning is typically when blood pressure peaks, and also when strokes are most likely to occur in older adults. Evening readings can show whether the body is truly relaxing. If blood pressure is still high at night, that's a sign that needs close attention. Additionally, it's important to record your blood pressure readings daily in a tracking notebook. This helps your doctor see long-term trends and adjust medication or treatment plans accordingly. Don't rely solely on how you feel. Some people feel perfectly fine, yet their blood pressure is silently rising each day. By the time symptoms appear, it might already be too late. In summary, checking your blood pressure isn't just a routine, it's a life-saving tool. Just a few minutes a day can help you manage your condition better, catch early warning signs, and take proactive steps toward long-term health. Mistake number 3, eating salty foods and consuming too many processed products. The third serious mistake that many elderly people make in managing blood pressure is eating salty foods and consuming too many processed products. The habit of eating salty food often starts early in life, especially when living conditions were tough, and families relied on salted fish, pickles, and fermented foods to preserve meals. Over time, the taste buds become accustomed to strong flavors, to the point that eating less salty food feels bland and tasteless. However, this very habit is one of the leading causes of high blood pressure in the elderly. We all know that salt, specifically the sodium in table salt, causes the body to retain water, increases blood volume, places greater pressure on blood vessel walls, and raises blood pressure. Excess sodium also forces the heart to work harder, damages the kidneys, and indirectly leads to heart disease, kidney failure, and stroke. What's even more concerning is that many people don't just add salt during cooking, but also unintentionally consume large amounts of sodium through processed foods like sausages, instant noodles, canned goods, sauces, soy sauce, seasoning powders, snacks, and dried foods such as salted fish, dried shrimp, and pork floss. These are hidden culprits, packed with sodium. Even small servings can exceed the recommended daily intake. According to the World Health Organization, adults, especially older adults, should consume less than 5 grams of salt per day, which is roughly 1 teaspoon. However, studies show that most people consume 2 to 3 times that amount without realizing it. Therefore, reducing salt intake is essential if you want to manage blood pressure and protect long-term heart health. Start with simple changes: use less fish sauce, reduce seasoning powder, limit processed foods, and instead opt for fresh, home-cooked meals. Use natural herbs and spices like onions, garlic, ginger, and fresh herbs to enhance flavor instead of relying on salt. Adjusting your taste preferences takes time, but what matters most is that you're choosing better health for yourself. High blood pressure doesn't spike in a day, but each salty meal, each packet of noodles, each canned sausage brings you one step closer to serious illness. Mistake number 4, misusing medication without medical supervision. The fourth serious mistake that many elderly people make is misusing medication without a doctor's prescription. This is an extremely dangerous action that can lead to serious consequences for cardiovascular health. Often, when blood pressure rises or unusual symptoms appear, many people are quick to trust advice from acquaintances or become overconfident in their own experience, believing they know the best way to adjust dosages or medications. Some even buy unverified drugs online or from unclear sources like the internet or Amazon, believing they are effective. Not only are these actions ineffective in controlling blood pressure, but they can also lead to unpredictable drug interactions, adverse side effects, and even worsen the condition. When elderly patients adjust their medication without supervision, their body systems, which are trying to stabilize under the doctor-prescribed regimen, can become disrupted. Increasing dosage on your own may cause side effects like dizziness, abnormal heart rhythms, or even heart failure. On the other hand, decreasing or skipping doses can destabilize blood pressure and increase the risk of dangerous complications like stroke or heart attack. Most importantly, each medication has a specific mechanism of action, and when combined improperly with other drugs, whether prescription or herbal remedies, dangerous interactions can occur. These interactions not only reduce the effectiveness of treatment but may also lead to severe side effects, putting the patient at long-term health risk. Therefore, the advice for you and your loved ones is, never adjust your treatment plan or medication dosage without a specialist's guidance. Trust the medical professionals who have the training, knowledge, and experience to ensure your safety. Remember, taking medication correctly not only helps maintain stable blood pressure, but also protects the function of the heart, blood vessels, and other vital organs. Be cautious of home remedies and unverified health products, because your health is your most valuable asset. Mistake number 5, neglecting sleep and mental stress. The fifth serious mistake that many elderly people make in managing high blood pressure is underestimating the importance of sleep quality and mental stress. Many believe that simply eating a restricted diet and taking medication regularly is enough to keep blood pressure under control. However, psychological health and quality of sleep have a direct and profound impact on daily blood pressure levels. When a person is stressed, anxious, or suffers from prolonged insomnia, the body produces hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, both of which can constrict blood vessels and increase heart rate, causing blood pressure to rise. This effect is particularly dangerous for the elderly, whose cardiovascular systems are already weakened. A restless, shallow sleep, frequent awakenings during the night, or difficulty falling asleep stimulate the sympathetic nervous system, placing continuous strain on the heart and blood vessels. There are many cases where elderly individuals maintain a proper diet and follow their medication schedule strictly, yet still experience unstable blood pressure. In many of these cases, the real cause lies in chronic sleep disturbances or constant psychological stress. Additionally, unhealthy habits like staying up late, waking up too early, or resting irregularly disrupt the body's natural circadian rhythm. Emotional burdens such as family worries, financial concerns, loneliness, or a sense of aimlessness in old age all contribute to a dysregulated blood pressure system. The solution here is not to add more medication, but to start caring for your mental well-being as much as your physical health. Establish a regular routine, go to bed early, get 6 to 8 hours of quality sleep, avoid negative thoughts, and stay away from strong stimulants before bedtime, such as dramatic news, caffeine, or excessive screen time. Gentle activities like walking, meditation, tai chi, or participating in social groups can also help lift your mood and support better blood pressure control. A calm mind and a good night's sleep can sometimes be more effective than medication, because they allow your body to recover, let your blood vessels naturally relax, and give your heart the rest it truly needs. Mistake number 6, not exercising or overexerting. The sixth common mistake many elderly people make is either not exercising at all or, conversely, exercising excessively. Both extremes negatively affect blood pressure control, and unfortunately, they are quite common in daily life. First, many seniors hardly engage in any physical activity. Due to fears of falling, fatigue, or the belief that resting more is better for health, they spend most of their day lying down, watching TV, or moving very little. However, in reality, a sedentary lifestyle is one of the main reasons why blood pressure becomes increasingly difficult to manage. When the body is inactive, blood circulation becomes less efficient, the heart and blood vessels gradually weaken, and the body tends to gain weight and accumulate fat, all of which contribute to elevated blood pressure. On the other hand, there are also many people who push themselves too hard, doing intense workouts, exercising improperly, or trying to exercise as much as possible to quickly lower blood pressure. This is also a dangerous mistake. For the elderly, exercise intensity must be carefully controlled, as their cardiovascular system is weaker and their musculoskeletal system is no longer as flexible as it once was. Overexertion can cause a rapid heart rate, sudden spikes in blood pressure, and may even lead to fainting, strokes, or heart attacks if not treated promptly. So what is the appropriate level of physical activity? According to recommendations, seniors should engage in gentle exercises for 30 to 45 minutes a day, with activities such as slow walking, leisurely cycling, tai chi, yoga, or simply gardening, going to the market, or light housework. The most important thing is to maintain a regular, daily exercise habit instead of working out sporadically or following fitness trends. Additionally, it's important to warm up properly before exercising, choose the right time to exercise, avoiding when too full, too hungry, or when the weather is too cold. And especially, if there are underlying health conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, or joint problems, it's best to consult a doctor before starting any exercise program. Remember, exercising properly not only helps stabilize blood pressure but also improves overall health, enhances mood, sleep quality, and daily life. Not exercising is a mistake, but overexercising is also a mistake. The key is knowing what is enough and what is suitable for your body. Mistake number 7, ignoring underlying health conditions. The final serious mistake that many elderly people make in managing their blood pressure is ignoring accompanying health conditions, in other words, focusing solely on treating high blood pressure while neglecting other silent health issues developing in the body. In reality, it is rare for older adults to have only one health problem. In addition to hypertension, many are also living with other conditions such as diabetes, dyslipidemia, abnormal blood lipids, heart disease, kidney failure, gout, or thyroid disorders. These conditions not only affect overall health but also directly impact blood pressure control. For example, if someone has diabetes, their blood vessels are more prone to damage and stiffening, which can cause blood pressure to rise and become harder to stabilize. If they have lipid disorders, plaque buildup in the arteries may occur, forcing the heart to work harder and leading to increased blood pressure. Kidney dysfunction severely impacts the body's ability to excrete salt and water, resulting in persistent high blood pressure without an apparent cause. However, many people focus only on taking antihypertensive medication while neglecting to monitor and treat other underlying conditions. They may not realize that without managing these conditions, stabilizing blood pressure becomes extremely difficult and may even lead to serious complications such as stroke, heart attack, chronic kidney disease, or memory loss due to prolonged brain ischemia. It is crucial for elderly individuals to understand, controlling blood pressure cannot be separated from managing overall health. Regular health checkups, at least once every 6 months, are necessary to detect coexisting conditions early. At the same time, it's important to follow the doctor's treatment plan, avoid discontinuing medications just because the condition seems better, and not use drugs that treat one illness but worsen another. In summary, to maintain stable blood pressure in the long term, elderly individuals must do more than take medication and live healthily, they must care for their bodies holistically. Any accompanying condition, if overlooked, can become a hidden trigger that causes blood pressure to spiral out of control and health to deteriorate rapidly. Dear viewers, we've just reviewed the 7 serious mistakes that elderly people often make while managing their blood pressure, from stopping medication on their own, eating too much salt, overusing drugs, neglecting sleep, improper exercise, to especially underestimating coexisting health issues. All of these can directly threaten the health of the heart, kidneys, brain, and long-term quality of life. The good news is, these mistakes are entirely preventable, if we understand the nature of hypertension and take a proactive, proper, and consistent approach to health care. So, if you are currently making or have made any of the mistakes mentioned, don't worry too much. Start making changes today. Schedule regular checkups, follow your doctor's instructions, adopt a healthy lifestyle, and monitor your blood pressure daily. These are the keys to stabilizing blood pressure and living a healthy life in your golden years. If you find this content helpful, please don't forget to share it with your family and friends, especially those who are undergoing treatment for high blood pressure. A small shift in awareness today can save someone's health in the future. Thank you for watching. Wishing you good health, peace, and stable blood pressure every day.